Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Catch Up. My name is Cannon Griner, along with my co-host Abe Elmore. We're just two childhood friends who grew up together, chased our sports dreams, and now are living on the opposite sides of the country. We created this podcast as a way to catch up, document real-life time capsules, share the ride with you. From deep conversations to lessons we're still learning, laughs to life pivots is the kind of catch-up everyone needs. This time, Coast to Coast Catch Up is going transatlantic, going all the way over to Denmark, Copenhagen, Denmark. We have an interview of another friend of mine, a professional football player. He's played all over Europe, playing in some of the top leagues and programs, including the Copenhagen Towers, the German Dresden Monarchs, the Austrian Tyrol Raiders, of course, and now is a player for the Nordic Storm. But this dude is so much more than a football player. He's a world traveler, a sourdough baker, a personal trainer, a foodie with a love for ramen, barbecue, country music, and true Danish history. Danish Vikings, especially. He may be one of the most interesting guys I know, and I couldn't be more excited to have him on. Oliver Tribler, welcome to the Coast to Coast Catch Up.
Appreciate it, guys. I don't think I have to say more. You said everything about me, so thanks for letting me be on the podcast.
Yeah, of course, dude.
No, appreciate it, man. That was fucking good. Jeez.
Thank you.
Fuck.
No, it was easy to write about you. Go ahead.
You got my whole football career, man. Jeez. I love that.
Yeah. No, it's easy to write about you, man. You're like I said, you're very interesting. You have a lot of different avenues you have with your life. You know, you're not only a football player, somehow you're a sourdough baker. Like, I feel like I learned that months into our friendship. And then your Viking history is very fun. Like something I hadn't really gotten into too much, you know, other than the small dates here and there with whatever Leif Erikson and the thousands. But you seem to take that to a different level, and it's super, super fun to talk about that with you. And then country music, barbecue. I don't even know where that comes from. So we'll get into that eventually. But for right now, I want to kind of take a timestamp of where you are in life right now. What do you do in your day to day? Where are you living? You know, what's your job? I know you have a season coming up with the Storm again. There's some weird stuff going on in the ELF. I think that league is now obsolete. Tell me where you are, man. What have you been up to lately?
Well, as I said, I live in Denmark, Copenhagen, and I live here with my girlfriend, Cecilia, and I've been with her for 9 years now. I work not in the airport anymore, and I don't do much of personal training anymore, but I'm a garbage man. I collect garbage in Copenhagen. It fits really well with the football season, so I can work early in the morning and then play football by night and in the weekends. So, yeah, I think that's where I am right now in my life. Just enjoying working, playing ball. And yeah, now I play with the Nordic Storm now, and that's a team in Europe. And we play in the best league in Europe. As you said, the ELF is now not a thing anymore, and there's 2 leagues now. And luckily, Nordic Storm chose the best league to be in, the most competitive one. So I'm actually going to play in Tivoli Stadium against the Raiders. So we're going to whoop their ass. It's going to be pretty easy, I think. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, that's my current situation right now.
So that's so cool. This is awesome. Explain to me again. I only went to Europe to go see Cannon. We have a lot of American listeners. What's Denmark like? What's living in Denmark? How long have you been there? Do you like it compared to other places you've lived?
You don't find a better place than Copenhagen, and I've told Cannon so many times. Copenhagen is the best place in the world, if you ask me. I'm born and raised here, and I never lived anywhere else for a longer period. I lived in Dresden, Germany for 6 months, and I lived other places in Europe as well while playing football, and not soccer, American football, your guys' football. But Copenhagen is insane. You have the best restaurants in the world is here in Copenhagen. You have Noma. You have so many other insanely huge restaurants. We got some of the best sourdough bakeries in Copenhagen. I could keep talking about food. I'm a huge foodie. I think that's why I'm 120 kilos. Which is what, 250, 260?
Yeah, I'm 275 or so. Yeah.
Oh no, 260 definitely.
240. Yeah, 262. Sorry, you're good.
Yeah, appreciate it. But no, I love it here, and it's not it's not as bad in the winter as it get other places. We have a little bit snow. Like this year has been the most insane winter weather ever. We have so much snow right now, which we haven't had in like 25 years. But normally there's almost no snow, and we have like 25, 30 degrees weather all summer. So weather here is pretty nice. I mean, Copenhagen is the best. If you love food, you should come to Copenhagen. Fuck rest of Denmark. The rest of Denmark sucks. Go somewhere else. But Copenhagen's nice. I love Copenhagen.
Yeah, Copenhagen's great. As far as like the food, what you know, is there a favorite restaurant you have, or is it just a collective unit? Everything is amazing, and you'll go everywhere. Or
it depends on my mood. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Will you stay in and cook a lot was kind of what I was going to finish with, but go ahead.
No,
depends on your mood.
I enjoy going out eating. It depends on what I want. Like if I want really good Arabic food, I go to a place called Bazaar, which have a lot of like Arabic food, like grilled meat and vegetables. If I want more like traditional Danish food, I go to like a traditional Danish place, obviously. If I want sushi, I go like it sounds kind of like a normal city, but I think because of the level of restaurants in Copenhagen are so big, we have so many 3-star Michelin restaurants, so many 2-star, 1-star. The whole food scene just follows along. So there's so many places that's been recommended by the Michelin, but don't have a star, but should have a star. So it's really easy to go out and eat great in Denmark, I feel like. But it's not as I told Kenan when you guys were here, it's not like Danish cuisine is that great. We don't have big food, but it's just everyone comes to Copenhagen and cooks because of the history of the big restaurants are here. So, but as you also said, I'm a sourdough baker. I worked as a sourdough baker, so I love baking at home. I actually just made homemade pizza with my girlfriend today. My sourdough died a couple of months ago, so this was with yeast, which is like don't do that. Just use normal sourdough normally. But yeah, I still do that a lot. And then now I'm really into Texas barbecue. I have my own, like my first smoker. I haven't done brisket yet, but I do spare ribs. I do sausage. I did a Texas Twinkie. That was fucked up, but it was pretty fun. What else have I did? I did a fuck. I can't remember. I tried. I smoked a lot of different things, and I just enjoy the patience of waiting and controlling the heat, and I don't know. And then listening to country music, I'm like, yeah, let's go, man. Do you guys know Zach Top? Do you know that guy?
Yeah,
he's a country singer. Yeah, he's coming to Denmark Wednesday, so I'm going in and like listening to him this Wednesday.
Awesome. How big is country music up there? Like, how did you get introduced to that? Maybe get into that.
I think when I was in Dresden, I touched it a little bit because I had a quarterback there who like loved a lot of country. But then I think after I met you guys, I think Payson, he showed me a lot of country music, and then it just kept on going. And now I barely listen to anything else than country music. And I still listen to my Odin music, Viking music before games. No worries, but like my normal day is country.
Are you the only one rocking country music out there? Like I imagine like you're sitting at home, you're listening to country music, you're having a good time. How did people respond to that in Europe? Is it like, dude, what do you like? We don't listen to that, or is it like, oh, this is kind of cool? Like, is it catching on, or is it like, dude, why are you listening to that?
I think it's really catching on here in Denmark. I think it's a big thing coming up now. At least everyone like around me, my girlfriend, her family, and my family, we start like listening to country music on a daily basis. But a guy like Zach Bryan, he's also coming this summer. He just sold out an arena with 40,000 people in Copenhagen. So country music is just getting bigger all around the world, I think.
That's awesome.
Like Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, all those guys, I think they made it more mainstream in a way.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy like listening to Alan Jackson. I think he's funny as fuck to listen to. Chattahoochee and all that. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Yeah, I mean, for you, it is right now, right? 8 hour.
Yeah, it's 6:50. Yeah.
Jeez. I do want to go back to the food thing, because listen, I understand what it's like being a foodie. Like I've known many foodies, but how do you think that started? Right? Like, how do you think? Like, you just listed off Middle Eastern food, Danish food, Texas barbecue. I think maybe Kaysen has something a little bit to do with that. But like, how do you think your love for food and baking came about?
So my parents has always been good at making their own food and like build it from the scratch. And my mom always loved to bake bread in the weekends. And under Corona, I was like, I think my mom is doing a great job, but it's not as good as a baker. So how can I get better than that? So I kind of just started learning how to bake, and then I really like work with that. Like I studied a lot, like with YouTube and everything in Corona, and just made one loaf after the other. My girlfriend was so like tired of bread, but I kept making it. But then I was so lucky to get a job in a bakery as a sourdough baker, and I was starting. How do you say it? I started before the company started, like the store opened, and I was with them building the whole thing up, and worked with them for like 3 months later. So I worked with them in, I don't know, like 4, almost 5 months, I think. Just build like making sourdough, helping with everything, and I think that's when my no, well, let me think. That was on the Corona. Let me think. Actually, I worked in a restaurant. I forgot the shit. Damn, I just remember my life. Corona, and then that's it. I worked in a restaurant before Corona. My bad. I worked in a big restaurant in Copenhagen called Bistro Royal, which is like a French cuisine. And that's when I really learned that okay, the food scene in Denmark is different, and I've never tasted food like that. And I was a waiter there, and then I became almost a chef, like a chef assistant. So I helped a lot with like food. And that's when my love for food really started to show. And then Corona came, and that's the sourdough history. So that's how my like food experience started, if you could say that. Now I love making food for people. I love like see how happy they get when I put a lot of time into something. So I enjoy that. It gives me a good like peace, if you can say that.
That's
and I'm also a
awesome.
big boy. I'm what you said, like 300 pounds almost. No, I'm kidding. I'm 2 something. Let's say that. I love food. I love eating it. I love making
Yeah.
it. I love everything about food.
Yeah, dude, I've definitely had a few meals. What was it? The rice crackers that we had down in Austria, not
Bro,
rice.
I fucking got fucked. Wait, I still have like
Yeah.
I don't think you can see it much. Maybe here. No, you can't see it. I dropped what do you call it? The thing. What do you call it in English? The
Tongues?
thing you take.
Tongues. Yeah.
Yeah, a tongue. I dropped it in the oil by mistake before these guys were coming. I made Thai food for them, and I dropped it in the oil by mistake, so it hit my arm. And when they came there, I had like big blisters on my arm. I told the guys if they could just keep cooking, and I go to the hospital. So I went there. They scratched the whole thing up. I still have bruises from that. That's fucking 2 years ago. It's so
Yeah.
wild.
It was not fun to see, and you had to like bandage it up and stuff before the game, and it's like leaking out and stuff. It's just thank you for that meal. That meal was great, though. You nailed it, dude.
You guys made it great. I didn't do shit.
Well, you gave us all the instructions. You're like, well, this is how you make it. I gotta go. Like, okay. No, but yeah, dude. I was living in luxury with you and Kaysen back in Austria. Like, you guys were like, oh, I'll cook tonight. I was like, I can't even help. Like, I would love to offer, but you guys wouldn't even touch my stuff with a pole. So
no, you made me food once. I think you made me rice with chicken. That was it. Like, I don't think there was anything else to it. Exactly.
my bad. That's
not
yeah,
even
that's
old
my
base
special.
spicing. No, like no nothing. I don't think I had all the seasonings from Barbara there. No slap your mama, no nothing on it. It was just white chicken with white rice.
No, I probably I don't know.
No, it's good. It was made with your heart, I remember.
Yes, it was made with love for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm Abe and I have been talking to a decent amount of people, and it seems that like as we get older, some relationships stick and some relationships kind of fizzle out. And so I think you're a great person to ask this question. You've lived in so many different places for short periods of time, and it seems like when you move, there's some people that you just kind of hold on to, and you're like, this is actually a friend that I'll probably have for my whole life. And then you have some friends that we're just friends for that season or that moment in your life that will fizzle out. With you jumping from team to team throughout your European career, what do you think allows a person to stay in your life long term rather than that relationship fizzling out over the end of the season? I know that's a tough question. You can think on it for a bit, but
I think it kind of depends I mean, we live a long way from each other, so you and I, like, and Kaysen don't see each other that much. But you guys have always been good to message and like Snapchat, or like I can always follow along in your life. And I had such a good time with you two, and I think you two are the people I talk to the most of all the like import player I've been talking to. Because you guys are just open and honest and so easy to be with. And when I came to the team, we were like, I think we can talk about more that later, but we came in the middle of the season. You guys just took me in as I was like your best friends. So we were, for that whole 1.5 months was with you guys, or 2 months. I felt like we were together every day and doing everything together. So I really think like the more you are with, no, that's a weird one. I think for all the imports I've been with and been around and lived with, you guys are the most I've been with, like talking to and still talk to. Because when I was in Dresden, I was living with the same guys for 6 months, and I would say I have a good relationship with them. But I don't think if I had to go to America, I would go visit them compared to I really want to visit both of you guys, like and Future and you as well. But like I really want to go and see where you guys come from, because you guys taught me so much in that short of like period of time and gave me so much trust while I was there. So I don't know. I'm just open to like to talk with everyone, but I also know who do I think is interesting, who do I trust. So I think it depends on where you are in life, right? And also
Sure.
like how everything Russ was. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I love that answer. I just want to make sure. Hold on. How long did you guys know each other? Like, how long did you guys play on the football team? Like, he said only a month and a half?
So the thing was, I was the Austrian league starts in February, and you and Kaysen went there in February, I think. But I signed with a Switzerland team before that. And when I came there, everything was a mess. So I really didn't want to be there. So right after I got in contact with the head coach of the Raiders team, and I came there in, I think, May, and was there till the end of the season. So maybe like 2 months, 1.5 months, I was there only. So we only knew each other personally for like 1.5 months, 2 months. But then Kenan and Ali, they came visit me and Cecilia in Copenhagen for a couple of days before you guys went to. Oh yeah, by the way, fuck you guys for not mentioning Copenhagen, huh? Sweden was so damn nice, huh? No, I'm kidding. Yeah. I'm kidding.
Get him! Get him!
Yeah, you guys. No, we have a beef with Sweden always. Denmark is way better than Sweden. I don't know what these guys were talking about. They just had a nice lake. That could be somewhere in America, right? You had no clue it was Sweden if you guys didn't tell you. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, you guys came visit, and yeah, so we only know each other for like maybe 2 months there, but then we kept contact afterwards. So
that's crazy to me. And it's not crazy to me because I have people like that, right? But it's not, to answer that question, to go back to it, like it's not amount of time with a person that makes you such close friends, right? I kind of what you said, like just open arms, being themselves, like it's just be very genuine, I think. And obviously you're not going to click with everyone, but something clicked. You guys are both very genuine people. And yeah, it took 2 months to become, really close friends and keep I mean, it's hard to keep in contact with each other, if a guy's just down the street, let alone, across an ocean, I mean, Canada isn't just across the ocean, it's across the entire other side of the US as well. There's 9 time zones I think you guys are going through right now. But that's so cool to hear that.
But our story is always also pretty fun, because when I came to the team, that's when Cannon got picked up to the better team in Raiders. So I actually didn't meet Cannon much in the beginning. I met Kaysen a lot because he was the quarterback and I was the tight end, so we had to get a connection, and we were a lot at the office together. But I met Elisa way more than I met Cannon in the beginning. So the times I met Cannon was after practice. And I remember in the beginning, I think Kaysen said the same. Like, I thought he didn't like me much, Cannon. I thought he looked a little bit arrogant, or like just didn't care much about me in the beginning. But I learned quickly that wasn't true. And the fun thing was that Kaysen then got picked up to the better team. So the way it was, I had 2 games with Kaysen without Cannon, and then Kaysen got up to the better team and Cannon came down. And then I had like almost 2 straight weeks with Canon, just him and I, like together every day, go to the office every day, talk together every day. So I kind of had Kaysen in the beginning alone with a little bit of Canon, and then I had Canon with a little bit of Kaysen. But I learned that Canon is way more than an arrogant piece of, I don't know what you say, like
Garbage.
yeah. In the beginning, the only thing I saw Canon was doing is flops in the water. Know what you call like when you do like jumping in the water, like a lot of flips and shit in the water. So I remember our boat trip home from the last game where you and I went out drinking and everything. I really had a fun time with that, and just everything we did in Innsbruck. Those 2 months felt like almost like a year for me, but it was only 2 months, so it was so intense in a way. But I really loved it.
Yeah, I can't.
Also hikes and stuff.
I can't believe it was 2 months. Like looking back at it, you mentioned that, and I was like, was it? And actually thinking about it, I was like, yeah, it was. It was very short time. But you're absolutely right. I know that about myself. I definitely have a shell you have to crack. But I'm more of a reserved, quiet person. Where very opposite of Kaysen. Kaysen's outgoing. We'll talk to the wall if it's looking at him nicely. But yeah,
even badly, he just talks. He just fucking talks. I love it.
No, he's awesome. Love him. But you're totally right. I need something to crack me. And yeah, it was kind of too bad we weren't on the same team to start. But then Kaysen got flopped. We hung out. We actually hung out with his sister when he got pulled up. Yeah. I thought that was funny. We hung out in your apartment and watched him ball out. And then you're right. I got dropped down, and again, very opposite to Kaysen. Kaysen, you and him are close as can be. On the practice field, I basically always go against the tight end. Like I was more of a run-stopping DB, and so I was always going against Ollie in practice. And I'd pop him every once in a while, and he'd pop me, and he kind of smiled or laughed, and I was like, "Oh, this dude is good shit. Like this is my kind of guy." And so I think that kind of started our friendship, and we would talk, or we'd go back and forth in practice, and to outsiders, it probably looked like we're in disagreement or whatever, but it was always like after practice, like, "Hey, good hit that time." Or
I love that. I fucking love that. I love the physical part of football, and I love when someone else is the same as me, just a big meathead when I hit people. So I love that. I fucking love that. But really funny because I remember we had the first couple of weeks where we didn't practice or do anything together, and I only heard that you were a good bowler. And I watched the game, and when you played for the Raiders Tyrell team, and I saw you did great, but I was like, how good is he actually? So then I think we had one practice together where we bumped each other a lot. I was like, okay, this guy's fucking nice. And then the first game you and I had together, I don't know why these Austrian teams, I remember on kickoff returns, they were kicking the ball to me, and I was like the second row. So it made no sense they were kicking the ball to me. But they kept doing that, and then I think it was the second time they did it. I caught it and I ran, and I saw a guy and I was about to kill him. But I remember I lowered my shoulder and I hit it nothing. And I was like, what the fuck happened? And I saw a flag, and I heard Cannon is almost getting kicked out the game. I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then I just see the film of Cannon just killing someone. And I remember oh, yeah, that's my guy. I love this too. That's when I really started okay, he's pretty nice off the field, but on the field, he's a fucking psychopath. And I love that. I love that. That's my kind of energy. So that was so nice. I watched that clip so many times of me just lowering my shoulder and hitting nothing because you just made a guy disappear. Man, I see if I can send the clip to you guys. I was so much in laugh when I saw the clip. You just made a Houdini on the guy. He just disappeared. Poor guy, man. He got fucking killed.
Yeah. Some of those Austrians were small children, sadly, and RIP. But
damn, bro, they were so damn young, man.
Some of them were. Yeah, dude. It's cool though. It is really cool that when you meet a special person, that that bond just kind of clicks right away. Obviously it didn't necessarily click right away with us, but to still be talking.
It took an hour or two or something, and then
exactly. You had to break me down, punch me on the field or something one or two times, then we're good friends. Yeah, dude, such a fun time and super super grateful for your friendship, and really excited for you. You know, you're coming down for my wedding, and super excited for you to just meet all of my friends. And like, I, I I feel like I'm kind of a gateway friend. You know, my friends are starting to become friends with each other. Like you know, I'm introducing you to Abe here. Hopefully you guys hit it off and have a
Fuck yeah.
friendship. And when you come visit me in Arizona, you'll know Abe as well, and you'll know a few of my other buddies, and vice versa, right? If they're ever in Copenhagen, they'd hit you up, and you'd love to show them around the way you showed us around.
Always.
Because dude, you're a great tour guide. Alyssa and I still talk about that. I'm sorry for not mentioning it. Everybody, Copenhagen is fantastic, especially if you're a foodie.
You're saving it for this pod. You're saving it for this pod, explaining how good Copenhagen is.
No, don't give me an out. But it was great. It was fantastic. I mean, we got super lucky too. It was sunny the whole time we were there. We jumped in the water. You showed us around, took us all these restaurants that I'm out of my element. I'm not necessarily a foodie. I love to eat, don't get me wrong, but I don't like the finer things in life like Ollie and some other people in my life do. But you know, I just kind of eat what's in front of me, and it's good. It's all right. And but it's fun. It's super fun to see your passion for it and see the amount of restaurants and stuff. You're totally right. I didn't know anything about Copenhagen or the level of, you know, Michelin level restaurants and all that, but it seems every corner you're turning, like, oh, that's literally we just passed the #1 ranked Michelin star restaurant in the world. And I was like, oh, cool. And you're like, yeah, I really want to go there. The wait list is like 9 years long right now. So maybe when I'm, you know, 50, I'll get in or something. It's like, holy shit. Like this is a different level of luxury. Or but yeah, dude, loved it up there. Super thankful for your friendship. And yeah, I just love talking to you. Love catching up. You travel a lot, not necessarily, I mean, also within Europe, but you've been to Australia a few times. Love talking to you about that. You've been to Asia. What have been some of your favorite places to travel to, and any experiences you'd like to share with that?
I mean, when I was younger, we never traveled with my parents because they'd rather stay home. My mom was scared of flying. But when I met Cecilia, I got my eyes open to like see the world. So we went on a 4-month trip to Asia and Australia. And Japan was out of this world. I've never been a place where the food is so good. I've never been a place where it's so clean, so beautiful. The Japanese people are so polite, and the whole history of the samurais and everything there was insane. So I'm totally in love with Japan. Australia is nice. I really love Australia. I feel like Australia is kind of like America, but with really polite people. I don't say Americans are not polite, don't get me wrong. But sometimes, no, I don't know. I feel like Australians are really European in a way. They were so easy to talk to. Sometimes I feel like when you talk to some Americans, I think that's also why I really love you and Kaysen, because when I talk to you guys, you are generally like normal and really want to listen. But a lot of Americans are just like, oh, how are you doing? Oh, you're doing good. Okay, nice. Enjoy your life. And like don't think about you. And I feel that way in Australia as well, that people were listening a lot. But the animals there are fucking wild. We had a huge spider in our camper van, and I was screaming my ass off when I saw that big fucker. It was pretty funny actually. We had a camper van in Australia, and we traveled the whole East Coast from Melbourne to Cairns. And
cool.
One night we were sitting and eating, and it was like the table where we had like where you could sit and eat. You could put that down, and then you had like a whole bed. And we were sitting there. My girlfriend was kind of sleeping up to me, and we were like, "Oh, let's make the bed." So we took the table down and everything, and then we had covers for the window, and I took the covers, and she took the dishes. And when I took one of the covers, I screamed so loud because I felt like someone was hitting my hand. And I screamed so loudly that my girlfriend screamed, that like I feel like we woke up the whole camping site. And I was like, "There's something in here that shouldn't be in this fucking car." And she was like, no, it's just a leaf. There's probably nothing. Like, you get your ass outside and look. And I stay here and look. And then when she came outside, I grew up be like, oh no, what the fuck? When I came out, I saw like this big of a huntsman spider. It's like the size of my hand almost. And it can become even larger. You could Google a huntsman spider. They are fucking huge. But it uses its body to like hit you. So that's the thing that hated me. But I saw it inside the car and I was like, what the fuck do I do? Is it poisonous? But like, what's up with this thing? So we got a guy who worked on the campsite, which is also pretty funny. He was British. So when we told him like we got a spider, he was just laughing like, okay, let me get a normal size cup. He came over there with the cup and it was not even big enough for the spider's body. So he's like, oh shit, let me get something else. He came with a big Tupperware because he could only fit in that. So we opened the bunk and he kind of fought with it to get it down. And he was so scared as well. But when he finally got it out and we saw the big thing in the Tupperware, he told us it's not supposed to live in that area we were in. It was supposed to live like 10 hours like north. And we've been there 2 days before that. So we've been traveling with that big motherfucker for like 2 days. So we were so close to go to sleep, and I think it was like 10 p.m. by night. We were up for 4 hours later because we were talking to my mom, my dad, her mom, her dad, calling everyone like, hey, this spider is like, it was so intense for that spider. The day after, we just like emptied the whole car, cleaned everything. And yeah, I was so damn scared. And then I'm not sure if that's a thing in Arizona as well. They have something called a bush turkey. Do you guys have that there?
No,
I've never.
I've never heard of the bush turkey.
Bro, it's just a ugly ass bird. It's pretty big. I think that's why it's called a turkey. But it just like it like runs after you, and they have them everywhere in Australia. So sometimes you just walk on the street and you see a kid just run because there's a bush turkey running after them. It's just normal. It's just the daily life there. I'm like, guys, how can you live with this shit? There's a city, we didn't go there, but there's a city in Australia. I think on average they get 60 people killed every year by crocodiles. And I'm like, why don't you guys fucking move out of the city? I mean, you guys also have crocodiles in America, but Australia is a different place as well. That place fucked up, not gonna lie. But it's funny though. It's a nice area. But yeah, it's just I've been a lot of places. I also worked in the airport for 6 or 7 years. Oh, 8 years. My bad. So I worked there in 8 years. So I got really cheap tickets to fly all around the world. So I've been to Miami, New York, and Jamaica, and a lot of places in Asia. I've just been in Thailand for 3 weeks here in October, November, which was really nice. The food there is so nice. Have you ever been to Asia, one of you guys?
No.
It's so insane. It's so beautiful. The people are so polite. It's so cheap. It's extremely cheap. You get like a big meal for like $1, 6-7 Danish crown. That's $1. So you can just live like a king there, and it's so out of your world. It's nothing you ever seen before Asia. So I can't recommend that place enough.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
you're
I
painting
love
a good
traveling.
picture.
Traveling is living. Yeah.
That's
And I'm
awesome.
so lucky that I'm so lucky and also can play football and live playing football. So that I think after I've been to Dresden playing, and also in Switzerland, Austria, and Hungary playing, and now I play every weekend in the all over Europe. It's so I love traveling. I love Denmark. I would never live anywhere else to grow up and like have my kids be everywhere else. But also kind of Denmark is also boring, so I love going out and seeing everything the world has to offer. So yeah.
That's awesome. What did you feel? You said that the food in Japan was awesome, but how did you feel the people were? Were you able to talk to anybody? Like, for me, it's like totally different letters. Like, it's a whole different alphabet, mnemonic system. I don't know if that's the right word there, but how did you navigate that? Was that very difficult?
They have everything written in Japanese with the Japanese letters, and then they have it underneath in our letters. So we know we had to get off on this train station. You could see the actual name of the station. But a lot of Japanese don't know English, but they really want to help you. So they just try to help you as much as they can. I remember one place where we were looking for something called the bamboo forest. It's just a big forest of bamboo. And there was this guy, he's probably 90, the Asian people walking like, oh, right. round back. His face was almost hitting the ground. I remember he was so small. And he just walked over to us and said like bamboo, bamboo, and started pointing. And we didn't even ask for help. And we knew where it was, but he was still coming up to us and like helping us to get there. So I feel a lot of Japanese people were like that, especially when you got out of the, like Tokyo is the main big city, which is just like a capital big city. But when you got out of that into the smaller cities, and like everyone was so polite and helpful, and some knew really good English and some had never talked English before. So it kind of depends. But yeah, they were so polite and easy to be with. And I mean, I love Japan so much. I got a ramen ball tattooed. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, and
That's
I
so
make a
cool.
lot of ramen in Denmark as well. So I that's my favorite food.
Dude, ramen's good. I recently got on the ramen train, and it's super good. But it sounds like you've done a lot of traveling. You sound a lot like him. It sounds like you're more of an adventurer rather than like a traveler. Like you want to go there. You want to go there for a while, and you want to check out as much stuff as you can. Have you forged any relationships or met any friends through that kind of traveling, or is it really just you and whoever the person you're with, seeing a bunch of stuff, and then you take your experiences and you go home?
The way I love to travel is I only book the flights and I kind of figure out everything when we get there. Normally I have like a hotel for the first couple of days. So this trip we're actually going to see Kason in Dallas, then going down to you guys' wedding. I think it's the most planned trip I've been on in many years, because I know the first 2 weeks what I'm going to do, which is not normal when I'm traveling. But I actually, when I was in Thailand now, I met another American who played football, and he lives in Los Angeles, and I'm talking to him a little bit. He was really nice and genuine, and easy to talk to. But normally it's the person I like, football aside, of course, when I'm just traveling, like leisure traveling, it's normally the person I'm with, the persons I'm with, I'm like staying in touch with after, if you can say that. When we were in Thailand now, we met a lot of people, but I don't speak to like any other than the American there. But it's not normal. I meet other people when I just leisure travel. But as you Cannon said, for this wedding, like hopefully, I mean, I think I will. That sounded arrogant, but I mean, I know how nice Cannon and Ellie are, and I can only imagine how nice all you guys' friends are. And like after I watched the podcast with you, Abe, and I heard about you from Cannon, I know you are a really nice guy. So I really hope we will have a fun time when we see each other in Mexico. But whenever I would go to Arizona, I would probably message both of you guys like, "Hey, I'm in Arizona." I think you guys would know before I'm going to Arizona, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
It's a pretty. I don't think I just get there on a weekend like, "Oh, I'm here Saturday, I'll leave again." But I hope that we'll be able to do that, because I love traveling and I haven't been much in America, sadly. I'm so much in love with America, but I've only been there for maybe 5 days in total. But I just love the food and everything America has to offer. Maybe not the guns, you guys can keep that, but I'm so excited to shoot with them though. Holy fuck. I heard someone like the Lone Star State, Texas, man, shit, I'm gonna shoot everything. No, not everything. How do you say? Just shoot, right? But yeah, no, I'm excited for that. And I know Cecilia is super excited as well. She studied for 3.5 years and finally have like a normal job, not a normal, like a job now. So she's super excited to travel, because she haven't traveled for like 3.5 years, so she can't wait to come there as well. And it was pretty nice. Kason and Bob came this summer to Copenhagen to visit us as well. So Cecilia has met all of you, all 4 of you guys, before we're going to the wedding as well. So that's really nice for me that my girlfriend also know you guys. So yeah, she's a little bit stressed out that we haven't planned more, and I'm like, holy fuck, we already planned a lot. Like, chill, tranquilo. Hey, my Spanish is getting good, man. I'm learning Mexican. Spanish, yeah. So I'm super excited, and of course I'm super excited for the food as well. Fuck, quesadillas, tacos.
My guy.
That's it.
No.
I don't know more.
Burritos. You probably know that one.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Obviously, I know that one.
Yeah, dude. Super excited to have you down. I think you'll be a hit, and you're totally right. I have a lot of special people around me, and I think you'll fit right in with that group, and everybody will love you, and how interesting and how different you look at the world, which is a great thing.
And if they don't like me, I don't care much. As long as I can celebrate you guys and you guys love having me. So then I don't care about the
We
rest.
will. We will.
Yeah, that's
We
great.
will. No, that's super cool. How long are you coming down to Mexico? Are you going to travel in Mexico for a bit after as well, or okay?
Yeah. So the plan is that we fly out in Denmark the Sunday before the week before the wedding. I can't remember the date right now, but the Sunday before the wedding, and we'll go to Dallas, and then we stay in Dallas till Thursday, and then Thursday we come to the wedding till Sunday. Then we stay there for 2 weeks after in Mexico, and we will stay in the area around Puerto Vallarta, going to the mini San Francisco, I think it was called, like a small city next to, and also something called Sayalita. At least that's the plan. My girlfriend's plan. I don't care. I want to scuba dive and chill and just enjoying the food and the vibe. But I'm also in the middle of my football preparation there. I'm gonna miss 2 full camps. So I also have to chill a little bit with the food so I don't get too fat when I come back.
Shit with the cervezas.
I'm gonna get a lot of cervezas and hopefully a lot of Bud Lights. I hope they have Bud Lights in Mexico.
Not at the resort. You're gonna have to.
Fuck it.
You might have to store up on those in Texas before you make it down to
maybe get
down
tired
to the
of
wedding.
them.
But
Drink so many of them, I get kind of tired.
I also
Maybe.
like Mexican beer a lot better than American beer.
Okay.
I mean, you were there. I don't know what's there at the resort, but I mean, I generally do prefer Mexican beer rather than any export from America. So I think it'd be okay.
Yeah, I only know the Corona. That's the only Mexican beer which is from Mexico. I think I've been drinking, but we have a lot of. Copenhagen is also really famous for all their brewing and a lot of beer brewing, and a lot of them do like a Mexican lager, they call it, and it kind of tastes in a way of like the American beers, like a light beer, which I also really prefer. But also love the dark beers like stouts, like brown ales, all that. So I'm a big beer guy as well. Everything with food and water in it, I love it.
big consumption. No, that's good. You mentioned you're learning, Mexican. No, you're learning Spanish. But you talk very good English, but it wasn't your first language, right? What was that like growing up? When did you start to learn English rather than Danish? Right, is what you guys speak up there?
Yeah, we speak Danish.
Yeah. So when did you start to learn English?
In our school system, we already learned English in the first grade, so I learned it pretty early. But I also, when I was younger, I played a lot of computer. So I loved playing World of Warcraft when I was younger. So that's how I also learned kind of to speak English in a way. But yeah, we learned it really early, English. And yeah, now my Viking stories come up here. Denmark used to we had Denmark and we had like a lot of Germany. We had some of Sweden and Norway. We also had some islands over in like nearby you guys. But we took over England we took over England and had England for I think 80 years or something. So a lot of the English, words and stuff came out of Danish. So English is really close to Danish. So it's really easy for Danes to learn English.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I just being up there for the small amount of time I was up there, I can't say the same. Like I was very lost whenever I was like, dude, I've never even heard like the sounds that you guys like. I don't know, like German to me sounds very similar to English. And then living in Arizona, I've heard Spanish my whole life. So I don't know a whole lot of Danes. You got to be my only Danish friend. So definitely different different language up there. But do you feel that knowing multiple languages already is helping you with learning Spanish, or was that just a joke that you're learning it?
I've been doing a little bit Duolingo, and jokes aside, I had a ex-girlfriend who was Spanish.
Okay.
That's over 10 years ago, but she taught me a tiny bit. And my coach, my tight ends coach in Nordic Storm, he's Mexican. So when he gets mad, he yells to me in Spanish, and I kind of understand what he's saying. Maybe because I know he's angry, but I feel like Spanish is also pretty easy to learn. But I'm not fluent in anything in Spanish. I watched the halftime show like you guys did. I had no clue what he was saying, but I just heard he said something with "fuck Trump" or something. And we were like, "Yeah!" No, I'm kidding. Yeah, not really, but yeah, you know what I mean. So I don't know much of Spanish.
How different is Danish to like Swedish, and what does Finland have their own language too? I assume I don't know too much about it, but like, is that different too? Because
Finland is weird because we say Scandinavia, and they are part of Scandinavia, but Danish, Swedish, and Norway is all of the same. How do you say, like, language? We all speak almost the same, but there's different roots. So I don't understand much Swedish, but they have a lot of the similar sayings as we do. But Norwegian, I almost understand as Danish. We're so close to each other. But Finnish is it sounds like Russian to me. I have no clue what they're saying. They talk like where you're like, hey, just speak English. I have no clue what you're saying. But Swedish I understand in a bit, and Norway just sounds like Danish.
Is there much beef? Who's your biggest rival, like country rival? Like, do you hate the Swedes the most, and then Norway, and then Finland, or is it just Sweden that you care about, like beating?
I think the general joke in Denmark is Sweden, and I think in Sweden they say the same thing about Denmark. But I mean, the team I play in now, half of it is Swedish, and half of it are Danish. So we just normally makes a little bit fun with them. But it's only the language they make fun. The Swedish says that it sounds like when we're talking, it sounds like we have a potato in our mouth. Where we say that the Swedish people are singing the language because it sounds like they're singing everything we're saying. So yeah, I think it's just like a small joke. But back in the day, we used to have a lot of the Swedish like country, and we sold that back to Sweden, and then we came in a big conflict with them, and then I think that's when the rivalry started, because back then there was no rivalry at all, I think. But yeah, we came in a war, and I think Denmark actually lost that. But we have a nicer city, Copenhagen, than they do, so fuck that.
Love that.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
Being over in Europe, I found it personally. I found it really funny that I think it wasn't an election year or something was coming up, and everybody was asking me about politics in the U.S. and like talking like, hey, what do you I'm sorry you guys have all this, and it's like, dude, I couldn't be less attached to the politics in the U.S., but it seemed like everybody that isn't like all of Europe seems to have their hand in the U.S. politics as well, and like they're like, what do you think about this person running and all that? I'm like, dude, I have no idea. You kind of mentioned it already with the guns, the Trump. What is the European consensus on Americans looking in from the outside? And it doesn't have to just be politics, but I would say self-diagnose. Americans are usually made fun of as like fat, lazy. I don't know. You got anything to add, Abe?
Just fat, arrogant people.
Loud. Yeah, but do you feel the same? Like, do you feel that it is, we are stereotyped that way, and that is accurate, or I don't know. I don't exactly know what I'm asking, but like, being from the outside and looking into the U.S., what is your feeling towards it?
I think maybe I can say it this way. When I was in Dresden, the Americans that were there, I feel like they were very American, like the way you think of American people. I really loved all the guys I was playing with there. But when I met you guys, that's when I really learned that you like Americans are normal people as everyone else. Like I think you and I, Kenan and Kason and Abe and Ellie and Bob and everyone, we have like we just normal people who love like normal stuff. But the whole view of America at the moment, especially in Denmark, after you guys try to buy Greenland or whatever he tried to do, I think that a lot of Danish people kind of hate America in a way where I don't see it as bad. Like when I tell people we're going to Dallas now to visit Kason, they're all like, "Why are you going to America now?" And it's a little weird now with everything with Trump and stuff. But one story actually that's pretty funny. I feel like there's a big group in Denmark now that's boycotting all American things, and there's like this guy who talks about, no, we don't eat this thing because this is American, and we don't drink Coca-Cola because it's American. And then he stands with a Pepsi in his hand, and the journalist is like, "What is Pepsi?" He's like, "It's a drink." And then the journalist, like the reporter says, "You know, it's American." He's like, "Oh fuck. Well, I'm not gonna boycott Pepsi then. Fuck it." So I mean, everyone in Denmark just thinks of what the news tells us, but I don't know, man. It's tough. I mean, whatever Trump is doing at the moment to Europe is not good for Europe, but probably good to America. I don't know. I couldn't care. But as long as there's no war, I couldn't care less. And if he wants to buy Greenland, I mean, you can't just buy a country. But I mean, I haven't never been to Greenland. I have no relation to Greenland other than that they learn Danish and we give a lot of money to them to get our school system and stuff. So I mean, it is what it is. I don't think too much about it. But like you guys being loud is not it's not off. You guys are always fucking loud. You never, yeah, like you always know when there's Americans. Like you can always hear Americans.
That's funny. I remember a lot of the Europeans over there saying that. Is there anything else that you can tell? I also heard like the silverware. Like there's a certain etiquette you're supposed to have with cutting and like putting your silverware neatly back while you're eating. Like do you notice that or anything else?
It's only Austria. It's only because they live in the mountain. They're weird people. Yeah. They're fucking, it's a weird ass country. It's all rednecks. They all been with their cousins and shit. So that's just Austria. Nothing about it.
That's so good. Oh, that's so good.
I was really when I was in Miami, I was really shocked that everything is in Spanish before English, and I didn't know that about America. That's why also maybe it's not a why I want to visit America, but there's so much of America I haven't seen, and I'm super excited to see. And it's gonna be really fun to go to a small suburban city in Dallas, and see Hazen's community and. Maybe not. I mean, if you want to show me the church, of course, but I'm not that much into religion. But yeah, it's gonna be fun to see that side as well of America. I feel like you guys are a big country, but in the same way you're a really small country. But there's just so many different things in America. I feel like you can do, like when you're in LA, you can do this. When you're in New York, it's a different city. If you're Miami, it's a different world. Like. That's what I really think is funny with America.
Definitely, there's so many different climates and cultures even intermixed throughout the country. It is very, very large. Yeah, it's oddly cultural and has a lot of different influence in different places. I feel like you had something to say, Abe.
No, but yeah,
okay.
I mean, to speak on this, like, I believe the U.S. and Europe are like roughly the same size, right? So like, think about how different Germany is to Sweden, to Spain, to Italy. Like, I'm not saying we have those places, but like Miami is a lot different. Than Seattle, than Chicago, than Dallas. I mean, Dallas is like stereotypical Texas. Like, you're gonna get your barbecue. You're gonna get like flat. Like, you're gonna get big trucks, like you're gonna see it. But you go to like New York or Minnesota, like anywhere else, it's like it's just completely different. Like each state is truly its own, for the most part. But
and that's what I think is really funny, because it's still America. It's just still one country. I mean, if I go to Germany, I know I would get a lot of sausages thrown in my face, like a lot of bratwurst and like bad food. But when I go to Spain, I know I get this compared to in America. I mean, you guys are all America, but as you say, all the
Yeah.
different states, and that's what I find really nice and interesting about America.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've definitely been to with New York and Miami. That's an
Two
interesting
pretty typical places.
That's a very yeah, but I feel like a lot of people from Europe, those are the two places they go, and they have a perception of America that's doesn't necessarily reflect what the rest of it is like, right? Like those are just big cities, super crowded, going to be a lot of people that are kind of rowdy.
The reason why we went to those two cities was only because when I worked in the airport and you got the cheaper tickets, that was the easiest way to get to Jamaica. So we didn't even actually try to go to America. We just tried to go to Jamaica. But that's the company I worked in. They flew there, and the only reason we went to New York to go home was because we wanted to shop. But we came on Thanksgiving Day, and we were leaving like early morning on Black Friday, so everything was closed. So we only saw the parade, and then had to we shopped in New York for 2 hours. So we didn't see much else than Central Park and the parade. That's true. But
Yeah, that's
and I had a
cool,
corn dog. Fuck, corn dog is fucking amazing. Such a stupid invention, but I really love a corn dog.
I didn't even put that together. That's a U.S. food.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I love it.
Dude,
I loved
I
it.
haven't had
It was pretty fun,
dog
man.
since I was like 10 years old, maybe. It's been so long since I forgot they existed.
I
Awesome.
try to make them myself here in Denmark. They're so easy to make, but I'm not sure if a normal corn dog is like a small glizzy, like a small sausage. But I bought like a huge ones, and I ate 4 of them, and I was so fucking sick. So I haven't had a corn dog for like maybe a year or 2 now. And then before that was in New York. But yeah, I think it's good. I really enjoyed it.
It is funny that it's funny to me the things that people in the U.S. are so accustomed to, and then people in Europe are like think it's like it's like a specialty item. I remember the guys on the team in over at the Raiders in Austria. They were like, "Yeah, dude, this last summer KFC was created. Like they had a KFC that was built an hour away, so we all drove and we got it, and we're like, it's not even that good, really." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, like what? It's KFC." And to Americans, that seems, why would you drive an hour to KFC? They're everywhere and they're not that great. But yeah, it's just funny those connections that it's like, yeah, that's the specialty. And I'm sure it's the same, having Americans up in Copenhagen, they're like, want a certain thing, you're like, that's literally so elementary or very funny.
And
So
I really
go
thought, just to end it, I really thought a Pop Tart was like the greatest thing ever in America. I was so damn disappointed by a Pop Tart. That shit sucked.
Did you toast
And
it?
also, no, I
Warm
just
it up?
ate it as it was. Yeah, no, I
You
didn't
gotta
toast
warm it
it.
up.
Maybe that was
Better.
but I remember I was like, damn, this is. Maybe I think it's because all the the television, all the cartoons I saw when I was younger, and all the movies, they were eating it. And I also remember in, I think it was called Zombieland, there was a guy walking across the whole country to find a Twinkie. And when I had a Twinkie, I was like, bro, it's just fucking dough and cream. Like, why do you want a Twinkie so bad? But I remember, I can't remember if it was Bob or Allie. I think maybe it was Allie. She brought roll-ups, fruit rolls. No, is it called roll-up? No.
fruit roll up. Yeah.
Yeah, fruit roll-ups. Yeah. And I also remember they were fucking good. I ate them all, and I don't have any more left. So, but I'm planning on traveling with an empty suitcase and just stack up on all the good spices and hot sauces and candy and everything, and just buy everything is so cheap in America compared to Denmark as well. I mean, for clothing and stuff. So I'm super excited for buying and shopping a lot.
Nice, dude. I'm excited to see you. I'm super pumped. It's super good to talk to you. I just want to, when we close out, we kind of want to take this moment as a timestamp of where you are currently. Want to give you something you can, show your kids someday, or maybe reference in a month or two, and look back and be like, oh, that was the coolest place I was in. So I want to start off by asking you if you have any predictions about where your life is headed. Could be Could be just at the wedding in a few months. Could be a year from now. Could be 10 years from now. But I'll leave the door open for you. You can answer that however you want. Do you have any predictions about your life in the future?
I mean, the next step for me and Cecilia is probably to get kids soon. That's at least maybe in the talks. So I think in a couple of years we maybe have we haven't started. I mean, we're still practicing. We haven't started like actually building a baby yet. But maybe that's a thing. I don't know if I have anything to like say. Just I love living in the moment, and I love being where I am. This might be my last football season, so I'm really looking forward to playing ball and enjoying that, because I think, as Kaysen said, it's kind of your identity. I've been playing football for 14 years now, and it's going to be so weird not having football included in my life. I also think it's a little weird for you, Kenan, maybe. I know you said you were refereeing at a flag football, but when I remember you just blindsiding the living shit out of an Austrian kid, I mean, it must be so weird not playing ball. But I think I'm looking forward not to play football, but I also know I'm gonna miss it so bad. So I don't know if I want to like I have anything to say for like future me. Just if I had something to say, just be you, enjoy yourself, and make more food, right? I hope I have one thing. I hope I know how to make a brisket in 4 years for sure. Like I hope I really like perfected a brisket here in Denmark.
That'd be awesome. Maybe with this, not to put you on the spot for that, but for football being gone, but when football's gone, would you consider opening your own restaurant? Is that, it seems something you love cooking for people. Is that something you would consider?
I think that there's such a big difference of love making food and then having a restaurant, because I love making food for people I love and like people I enjoy, compared to when you have to do it in a professional way. So no, I thought about it one time, maybe opening my own bakery, but that thought came pretty quickly away, because I think I would lose the love of making bread if I had to do it so many times and every day. So yeah, I think no, I don't think I would open a restaurant, if you could say that. But hey, I never know. If I get the opportunity and someone says, "Hey, I have 5 million, like go open a restaurant," I would be like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it, man." So it kind of depends on where I am, but yeah, no, it's not a dream at the moment, at least.
I gotcha. Just thought I would ask. That makes total sense to me, though. That you do love it. You don't want to burn yourself out and close that. But any more questions, Abe?
No, man, I'm just excited for you to get down to. I mean, I'm excited to see you in Mexico, but I'm now itched to get you down to Mesa, get you some barbecue, which I'm sure you're gonna have some great barbecue in Texas. But get you some barbecue, get you just really maybe get you on the golf course. Like, so many things that kind of come to my mind.
I'm gonna tag. I wish you could, huh? I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah, you might.
I'm not. No, I suck at golf.
All good. No, man, it's been so good to meet you. Again, heard a lot of great things about you. Again, I'm just feeling pure excitement to see you.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming on. Love talking to you. Really good catching up, and looking forward to seeing your beautiful face down in Mexico.